words were used. Bob Cusak, editor-in-chief of The Hill, deals with these issues and joins us now. Bob, appreciate it. Great Mike Allen always says, important if true. Now we really have to wonder what exactly is true about their reporting, right?
No, that's right. I mean, the general is going to be testifying September 28th before the Senate on Afghanistan, and obviously this is going to come up, but that's going to be one of the most entertaining and important hearings we've seen in quite some time. And he's going to be asked, are they true? We haven't seen any flat-out denials from the Pentagon other than saying, well, this is, basically routine. I don't know. There's not a lot of routine here when you're talking about nuclear weapons and not telling the president certain stuff. I think this is highly unusual.
It is highly unusual in one sense, but when you parse the reporting, what do we know actually happened? We know that there was a meeting about the release and launch of nuclear weapons. There's nothing that I read, and I've talked to a lot of people, that says that Milley said don't launch or don't listen to the president.
No, but he did have a conversation.
So then what's the problem with what he did?
Well, there are questions about what is routine as far as the chain of command and as far as having the civilian being the president, the elected person, not the person who's been appointed to serve the president, make some of these decisions. And as far as the reporting is concerned, the president wasn't aware of this, and that's what Republicans are seizing on. At the same time, you have Democrats saying, well, listen, and the White House saying, this current White House saying, this president was unhinged at this time, and this was responsible. And that's why Joe Biden is backing General Milley 100%, because he thinks what he did was responsible. And that's going to be a big question in the weeks ahead. And then there's a question, Leland, of, did you talk to Woodward and Costa, which seems highly likely?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? And what's the process for that? Was that fair when you're currently serving another president?
It gets back to this question, and you rightly point out that if the military commander, if the chairman believes that the president is unhinged, he has a responsibility. But doesn't he have a responsibility to go to the vice president and write a letter to the cabinet and perhaps even the Speaker of the House and say, I believe the 25th Amendment should be invoked?
Yes. No, and we heard that discussion a lot, that debate in the Trump administration about the 25th Amendment. There are going to be some who say, wait a minute, you're not the decider. As you said, you've got to go to the vice president. You've got to go to the cabinet. This is what's happening. I'm worried about the president, especially after he lost the election. And there are other processes that you could have done as opposed to making these decisions.
I got 30 seconds. Is it possible that two things could be true? He did call the Chinese. There were a lot of people on the phone. My old colleague Jennifer Griffin reports 15 people were on the phone at the same time. And he reassured them that we're not going to launch. And there's very often deconfliction calls between generals.
Yes. No, I think that's right. I think both things can be true. But the reason why we're talking about it is because this was a highly unusual series of events. And the hearing's going to be quite revealing.
Must-see TV. I know you'll be covering it for The Hill. Bob, thank you.
Thanks, Leland.
All right. California Democrat, chair of the Armed Services Subcommittee on Readiness,